Tarver from e-projectmanagers.com, and in this video tutorial we're going to review some advanced features of how to manage your chair log. Now the first thing I want to show you, we're in the chair log. I've already saved the chair log template as a file name, and as I mentioned in the previous version of how to use the chair log in the introduction, what you'll want to do is if you have a status meeting with different stakeholders such as business team stakeholders or technical stakeholders, you'll want to be able to distinguish between the different stakeholders and keep all the information in one chair log, but only show the stakeholders who you're working with the information that's important to them. So what I recommend you do is insert a column. If you select the column letter, it'll highlight the whole row. If you right click, you can then select insert from the pop-up menu, and then you have a new column. And at this point what you can do is put in a title for the column that would help you distinguish between your team members. Now in this case I'm just going to literally use I'm going to say business / technical, and what you can do then is when you enter something in here, you could put the letter B, or you could type out the whole word. If it's a business change, in this case we're in the change log, so it's remembering the information, so I'm just going to keep business. And when you have filtering on, which I showed you in the previous tutorial for the chair log, you select your row, go to data, filter, select auto filter. As you have more rows, let's just say we have additional business changes, pretend the entire row is filled out, and then let's just say we have a technical change. Let's just say there's some technical changes, and then let's just say there's another business change, and then we have another technical change. Okay, so now you have these different rows of data, and when you're in a status meeting with your business members, you're going to want to only show them business related content. And what you'll do in that case is go to the filter drop down list box, select custom, and we're going to say show the rows where business / technical equals business in this case, and that way we see only the business data. Likewise, when you're with your technical stakeholders, you can go in and filter it for technical. Typically what I'll do is when I email out status reports to the different stakeholders, I'll filter everything for them, make it really simple so they don't have to do a lot of work, and then send it to them like this, even though they can actually come here and click on everything and see what else is going on, but most people don't do that. As you're managing this, of course, you'll want to see everything. You can always go back to the filter and select all in order to see everything. But this is one technique for an advanced technique for helping you to manage your chair log. Another advanced technique that I want to show you, let's take a look at the action item worksheet here. When you enter priority, and you can do this technique that I'm going to show you for any of the columns in Excel, but let's just use priority as an example. Let's just say you have a couple of action items in your action item log, and I'm just going to copy this first row down a couple of times. And let's just say a couple of them are high and one is medium, and oops, I just scrolled down, and let's say one is low. So the priority for these has a different ranking. Let's say you have you want to see where the high priority items are, and a technique that you can use is if you highlight the whole row by clicking on the column letter and you want to change the conditional formatting for the cell. So if you go to format from the menu option format, select format, look for the menu option conditional formatting, and because the whole row is selected, it's going to format the entire, the whole column is selected. It's going to format the entire column. So I selected conditional formatting, and this dialog box pops up, and the first condition here, cell value is, let's just say when the cell value is equal to, and let's say high, then I want that cell to be formatted in a certain way. So I click on the Format button, and I'm going to want a pattern. I just simply am going to change the background. Now you can change the font, you can change the border, there are a lot of different ways you can be creative, but I find it easier just to change the background color. So when something's high, I want it to stand out. I'm just going to use red because that usually brings something to people's attention. So I selected the color red from the color shells shading on the patterns tab, and you can see the sample says red. I'm going to click on OK, and now whenever it says high, it's going to be red. Let's just click on OK for now so you can see that. See now where it says high, if I were to, just for this example, copy everything, oops, my mouse is acting up here. If I were to highlight all these rows, and as you know in Excel you can drag things down and create copies. Oops, that's actually not what I want to do. Let me go back here. I'm going to actually copy this and then paste it below here. There we go. Now because I just copied some rows and pasted it, because the value says high, it's red. If the value was low, then that would change. So I've typed the word low, and when I go to another cell, you'll see it now is no longer red because the conditional formatting is specifically for high. Now, just in case you want to be really creative, you could come back in, select the column header, and go back to conditional formatting, and you can click on Add and create another type of conditional formatting. In conditional formatting, you can do 3 formats in this dialog box. After 3, you'd have to do some special coding to make it to add additional formats. But let's say if something is low, let's make it yellow. So I change the condition to equal to, and then I'm going to say the word low, type the word low, click on the Format button, and I'm going to make that yellow. And then I'm in the Patterns tab here. Click on OK, and then click on OK. So now anything that's low stands out as yellow. So you can use conditional formatting anywhere in the chair log to help you be able to quickly see items that are high, medium, or low. You can be creative in terms of what's important to you. Again, in the issue log, you also have the opportunity to do something very similar in terms of having conditional formatting. You can do the same thing in the chair log. In the risk log. If you want to change any of the colors for probability or impact, you can do that as well. So these are two these are two advanced features in terms of how to use Excel and customizing your chair log. Just to review really quickly, you can insert a row. If you click on the column, right click, select insert, insert a column, right click, click on insert, and name the column. If you have different types of status meetings and you want to separate the types of data that you're showing to your different stakeholders, I recommend creating a new column and distinguishing them between the different types of stakeholders, and then filtering out the information that you want to present or don't want to present to whoever you're meeting with in your status meeting. So here I just filtered out the technical details if I was meeting with the business people, and likewise if I was meeting with the technical team, I would filter out the business details so they would only see technical information. Okay, so that's it for this edition of video tutorials. Again, this is Dora Tarver from e-projectmanagers.com. Have an excellent day.